What's up, everybody, man? We got RAP, we got SK in the building, man. The Vikings are going to play against the Bills tomorrow. We thought we might get, the little Case Keenum type ordeal, but I guess we're going to see our boy Josh Allen. We're going to get into that right after this, man. Yo, what's happening,
up,
man? Chilling out, man. I'm about to share this stream real quick on my community tab because Purple Gang need to tap in, man. That for sure.
Yes, sir. I'm doing the same thing. We got a big game tomorrow, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, man. This the biggest game I think of the season, right? Other than week one, opening the season out with Green Bay. Other than that,
if you look how the Packers kind of been playing out their season, that week one matchup isn't as big as what we thought it was. This is the game right here. This is the game. Now, obviously, next week's game against the Cowboys is going to be big as well because that's in conference. But this is not only a big game as far as we need to win or lose. It's a measuring stick to see where we're really at. The only measuring stick we really had this season was the Eagles in week 2, and we all seen how that game went. So this is our next kind of measuring stick, man, to see where this team is at and how real we are. We got Josh Allen. We got the guy that we wanted to see where this team was. So we're getting the quote unquote, MVP or top 2 MVP candidate in Josh Allen. Let's see what we're made of, Doug.
Yeah, for sure, man. We definitely, their offensive line is pretty weak. So hopefully we can take advantage of that. I'm hoping we can take advantage of that, man. That's something we definitely need to do. I stated that in my last little prediction video I released tonight, man, because shit, if Josh Allen gonna play, let him risk it, man. That's the vibes I'm on. Let him risk it, man. They taking us as a joke, like we ain't gonna apply pressure, but they gonna find out real quick, So
yeah, because they did state on his injury that it's more of a pain tolerance kind of thing. It's not necessarily that it's gonna get any worse or that he's, he can't play. It's just, they might just shoot him up with some Novocaine or something, say, go out there and do your thing, Josh. So I'm cool with it. I told you guys this before that, it's half the fan base too. We want the Bills at their best. We don't want any excuses, win or lose. We don't want any excuses of, oh, Josh Allen wasn't playing, you guys got your easy dub, or Josh Allen wasn't playing, y'all still couldn't beat the Bills. I don't want none of that. I want the Bills at full strength. I want the quote-unquote MVP playing against the Minnesota Vikings, and I want to see what we're made of. We got to get after it, man. We can't keep continuing to rely on teams' injuries or to play a backup quarterback or to play look, no game is easy in the NFL, but let's be real. There's different opponents and there's different levels for certain opponents as well. So the Buffalo Bills are the best team that we have played thus far this season. That could change, whether that be the Cowboys next week, whether that be the you can even. I'm not gonna say the Jets. But these next 2 games right here are the best 2 teams you'll probably play in the regular season this year.
But the Bills defense is really banged up too, man. Because now even Poyer's out tomorrow. He's not playing. I don't know. I know White's questionable. So if he doesn't play, their secondary is pretty much like all second string type guys and stuff like that. So there's still things we can do to win this game, man. It's not like we're playing a full strength Bills team where it's gonna so what, and I say that to say this, that the excuse is going to be built regardless. But one thing's for sure, if we win this game, man, I'm not trying to hear nothing else about all the Vikings this and the Vikings ain't that. Nah. You feel me? Like all that talk need to stop after tomorrow.
Yeah, no, and it's in Buffalo too. It may be a little different if it was in Minnesota and you kind of have the injury bug on your side. Buffalo's a little more banged up than you are, and you get the home field advantage. No, this is in Buffalo. It's going to be 40 degrees and raining. It could be possibly snowing if it drops anymore. So this is a tough game. This is quite arguably, I mean, Vikings fans are the best fans in the NFL, in my opinion. But a close second is Bills Mafia. They're going to come. They're going to be loud, and they're going to make it tough on their opponent. So this is no easy game, regardless of whether we're going to see Josh Allen or not. Now we're getting the Bills with Josh Allen. So now, just like Jim Bowman said, and this has been kind of an issue for not Kirk Cousins, not a certain coaching staff. This has been an issue for the Minnesota Vikings in general. And he says, I hope the team shows up.
Yeah.
And we know in big games, when we need a win, the Minnesota Vikings, not just Kirk Cousins, because we can sit here and bash Kirk Cousins, but the entire franchise of the Minnesota Vikings struggled to show up in big games like this.
It's like when games are hyped up like this, where it's like, oh, we're playing so and so, we know it's a good opponent. Yeah, we tend to want to go hide and go into hiding for some reason.
Now, granted, it's not a primetime game. We got the morning game. We won't have to worry about playing on Monday night against that ruckus crowd in Buffalo. So we're lucky. We got a good time. We got Kirk Cousins, his favorite time of the day, where he goes out and he balls out. So hopefully we get that Kirk tomorrow. But I think the biggest storyline, I'm not going to say necessarily storyline, but the biggest factor in this game as far as our offense goes is got to be the run game. We can sit here and we talk about Justin Jefferson, we talk about Kirk Cousins, but if you want to beat a team like the Buffalo Bills, you want to keep the ball out of their hands, you have to be able to run the ball consistently against this team, and then you be able to set up that pass with the run. So I think the biggest X factor in this game is Dalvin Cook, bro. I think that's the number one X factor for the Minnesota Vikings in this game.
Yeah, I agree, man. They've allowed over 300 yards in the past 2 games. So, I mean, they're definitely letting teams go off. And none of those running backs that been killing them are even half the level of Dalvin. So, you know what I'm saying? Dalvin should definitely be able to cook, man. Whip up a nice little dish tomorrow. And he playing his brother, so he's going to want to outshine him. Even though I'm sure his brother's not going to get half the amount of touches as he would get. But still, it's just the point, And then, I mean, there's a bunch of storylines, man. You got Harrison Phillips that's going back to Buffalo. He's going to probably want to prove something. I mean, we got Leslie Frazier. That's their defensive coordinator. Stephon Diggs. I mean, there's a lot going on tomorrow in this game, man. A lot to play for. And we need to come out with this win, man. If we come out with this win, we'll next week will be a whole different convo across all media platforms about the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, no, that completely changes the narrative of you can't sit here and say, oh, well, the Minnesota Vikings haven't beat a good team. No, if we win tomorrow, we beat a good team and we beat them on the road. A team that everybody seems to be picking for, Super Bowl contenders or a top 3 team in the league. So if we're able to go out there and beat the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo, that's a huge statement. That's going to put us right in the middle of Super Bowl contenders if you don't already have the Minnesota Vikings as a Super Bowl contender. Now, if we come away with the win in Buffalo, there's no beating around the bush. There's no excuses. It's plain and simple. The Minnesota Vikings are a Super Bowl contender. Right now, we're kind of like on the outside cusp. We can say all we want about, hey, we're 7-1, we're this and that. But look, I'm realistic. We've caught break after break, whether that be teams coming in just not ready, looking real sluggish, or whether that's teams that come in with backup quarterbacks. I'm not taking away from this team. I'm not taking away from what we've done, but I can't sit here with a straight face and say that we are a Super Bowl contender at this point. 24 hours from now, 16 hours
that's
from
now. That's where me and you disagree. That's where me and you disagree, because we Super
Bowl contenders right now.
Oh yeah, shit yeah. Of course. We're 7-1, bro. Like, this is the NFL. We always say, like, no game's easy. Well, yeah, okay, that has to apply to us.
NFL.
Like, and yeah, we might be getting break after break, but I think it's more of we're just really good at situational football, man, and we just got to accept that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what I'm seeing. But yeah, tomorrow's definitely gonna be the biggest test, though. Tomorrow will really let us see what our team's about, because week 2 was a chance for that, but it was too early to really know who the Eagles really were. I mean, they had a lot of hype coming into the season that they were going to be a really good football team, but nobody would have thought they were going to be 8-0 right now, and playing like they're playing now. So now really the Bills are going to. This is the game that we've all been waiting for. All Vikings fans been waiting for this game. Oh, I can't wait to play the Bills and the Cowboys. We can really see what we got out there, man. So I'm excited, man. This probably is the most exciting game.
No, this is the game we circled on the calendar, on the schedule when it first came out. Obviously, week 1 against the Packers. You have the week 2 game against the Philadelphia Eagles, obviously, because that's a Monday night game. But then you circled this Buffalo game. And it wasn't necessarily because the Diggs kind of storyline of his first time playing against the Minnesota Vikings. Obviously, that has something to do with it. But we knew at the beginning of the season, this Buffalo Bills team was going to be a Super Bowl contender. So we circled that game, regardless of how you felt about the team. And hey, we were going to be, if you thought we were going to be 7-1 or 8-0 going into that game, the Buffalo Bills game was a game that you circled. So, this was a big game before the season. This is a bigger game now. And that puts us in prime position. And I say this every time we have a big game or we're playing a team that's supposedly better than the Minnesota Vikings. This is an opportunity for this team, after hearing all the disrespect we've been hearing, all the BS we've been hearing about the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen and this and that and Stephon Diggs and the Vikings aren't real. They've caught break after break. Everything that I just stated earlier that is preventing me from giving that Super Bowl contender title to this team is exactly the narrative of the national media. And I gotta be real. That's how I feel. Tomorrow could change that, though. So
tomorrow's gonna change it for a lot of people. And it's like, even if we lose this game, it depends on how we lose too.
How we lose it, yep.
Like if we get beat like we did on Monday night, like a 24-7 type game, or even a 20-10 type game, it's gonna be like, okay, see, everybody's gonna say, see, I told y'all.
Serious for the rest of the season. If that
nobody will take us serious, But
even if we come back next week and beat the Cowboys in a handily flat fashion, they're still going to look back at this game and say the Eagles and the Bills and the Chiefs.
But you know what pisses me off, though? Like, let's just hypothetically speak and say, okay, we lose this game tomorrow. Right? Not to put no bad vibes in the atmosphere, but let's just say we lose this game. All right? And then we do handle the Cowboys. Let's just say we smash the Cowboys. Let's say we beat them by 2 touchdowns. The media will still say that the Cowboys are the real deal, but we're not. We're a joke, though. That's what pisses me off, though. You know what I mean? That's what I don't get. That's what I won't get. That's the stuff that gets on my nerves and makes me go hard on here, because it's like, yo, we're not serious, but we just smashed the team that y'all are claiming serious, though. Like, come on.
Yeah, it always seems to happen that way, especially with the Cowboys, man. They always come in overhyped, and their fan bases, it's our year, and we hear it every
year. Is their year since 1995, man. Stop
one
the
thing.
cap, man.
One thing I will say, right now I have the Cowboys and the Vikings on the same tier of teams right now. Strictly off the Dallas Cowboys defense is real. That's a real defense.
Their defense, their defense fire.
The thing is with I don't want to get too far into the Dallas talk, but the Dallas Cowboys offense is what's kind of holding them back right now. They're just too inconsistent. You don't know what you're going to get out of their offense. So
kind of like us.
Exactly. Kind of like us. I think we have a more complete team overall, and I think we have a better coach team overall, but their defense is real. So we're definitely going to talk about that next week after this Bills game. Obviously, our attention is on the Bills. But these 2 games right here is ultimately going to tell you how the Vikings season is going to go.
Yeah, that's for sure. But
It's
I mean, it's in a way, it'll tell us something. But I mean, we're already halfway through the season, man, and we at the top of the game, you know. So it's just hard, man. I don't know, man. It's hard for me to really sit back and feel like we don't have a good football team yet. Like I feel like they've showed us enough that they're good enough to compete with anybody, man. I just think they are. Like I think if we were to play the Eagles again next week, it would be a different ball game. And tomorrow, man, I got a good feeling that we're just gonna show the world, man, that we not no joke, bro. Like we got a squad and we play up to our competition. We know that as Vikings fans, we always do that. So now that we're playing Josh Allen, it makes it seem like, okay, now we're even going to play better. I feel like if we played Case Keenum, yeah, we were going to win, but we would have made it a close battle. We would have made it, harder than it needed to be. But since we're playing Josh Allen now I can see it being like a 31-34 type game, like a real shootout. So
there's no chance we didn't prepare for Josh Allen, right?
Oh yeah, we prepared for Josh Allen regardless. Yeah. Because if you prepare for Josh Allen and if Case Keenum does play, what does it matter?
Yeah.
Like, what does it matter?
No, because they tried to pull a little okey doke on us this week.
They did hour to hour. Like them boys came up with a whole new injury status. I was like, hour to hour. Wow.
Yes, they did. Wow. But see here, we're not gonna get to score predictions just yet. But outside of us kind of measuring where this team is and how good we're actually going to be.
Yeah.
I wanted to face Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if we win this game, I feel like we'll look a whole lot better if we face Josh Allen than we would against Case Keenum. And I know that sounds crazy right now. Like, oh, you're crazy, SK. Like, I want to face Case Keenum. Case Keenum would have been a far easier test.
Yeah.
But if you want to look at the numbers, Josh Allen has the most turnover-prone plays in the league. Their offense gives the ball up. Now, they're extremely explosive. They're a team that can go out there and they can put up 40-plus points on you, on any defense in the league. I'm not saying they can't. But at the same time, they are subject to turning the ball over. And Josh Allen plays a big part in that. So if we're able to have the defense that we've been seeing the past couple weeks, regardless of who we faced, if we're able to get a defense in there that's confident, that has momentum, and that can go in there and play their roles. Now, granted, we're not going to have Cam Dantzler for the next 4 weeks. It's going to be a Caleb Evans, and we're going to see Andrew Booth. We are going to see Andrew Booth. Caleb Evans is going to get the start, but plan on seeing Andrew Booth get some playing time. So that scares me a little bit. But at the same time, with how our defense is playing and kind of the rapport and the progression that we've been seeing week in and week out from this defense, I want Josh Allen because our defense is full of ball hawks, whether that's stripping the ball, whether that's getting picks, whatever it is, we look for those turnovers and we take full advantage of those turnovers. I want Josh Allen. I want him. And I was commenting on your guys' video earlier in the week. You guys were talking, oh, man, I want Case Keenum. I want this. I want that. I said, we're going to win this game either way. I'm on my confidence shit right now.
I see you.
We're going to win this game either way.
Let's go.
Now, if we were to face Case, it was going to be a tighter game because Case Keenum isn't going to go out there and he isn't going to put the ball in danger's way. You may get one pick from Case Keenum. If he's having a bad game, you may get two. But as a backup, he's going to go in there. He's going to play smart, and he's going to tell himself, hey, I'm not going to lose the game for the Buffalo Bills. I may not be able to win it for him, but I'm not going to go out there and I'm not going to chuck the ball up for the defense to get. So I felt it was going to be a tighter game with Case Keenum. Yeah. With Josh Allen and him not being 100%, he's going to be playing through a lot of pain. He's going to give us opportunities to get turnovers in this game. I promise you. And I feel like we will win this game, but we'll win it by a bigger margin if we play Josh Allen rather than playing Case Keenum, simply because Case Keenum isn't going to put the ball up for grabs like Josh Allen tends to do from time to time. So we're going to win this game, Rap. I'm telling you right now, bro.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I wanted Case Keenum only because I know Case Keenum. To me, Case Keenum would be the easier win. To me, just because, I mean, come on, Case Keenum, Josh Allen, like, I'm much rather take Case because there's a higher chance. Like, yeah, he might not turn the ball over as much as Josh Allen would, but he also ain't gonna run like Josh Allen would either, bro. Josh Allen can kill us with his legs. So hopefully that's a big test tomorrow. We got to make sure we stop Josh Allen from running because they might incorporate that a lot, knowing that his arm's hurt, and say, well, get ready to take some hits tomorrow, but just kind of be smart, run out of bounds, get down. So, I'm sure they got that in play too because, I mean, this guy can kill us with his legs, man. But I'm with you, though. We definitely winning this game now, though. That's a fact.
I mean, speaking of Josh Allen on the ground, that's their run game. Yeah. That is the Buffalo Bills run game. They do not run the I'm not going to say they don't run the ball well with Singletary. They just choose not to run the ball with Singletary.
Yeah.
They'd rather run it with Josh Allen. And, hey, that's completely fine with me. If you want to run it with Josh Allen, run it with Josh Allen. Yeah. But like I said earlier, since we are facing Josh Allen, this has got to be a big game for Dalvin Cook in this running game. You got to keep the ball out of the Buffalo Bills' hands. And on top of that, you got to finish the drive with touchdowns. You cannot settle for a bunch of field goals against the Buffalo Bills on the road. They will kill you. They will run up the score if they need to. So you got to get touchdowns. You can't settle for field goals every red zone trip, which we're actually a pretty good red zone team. Kevin O'Connell has this team on lock as far as, hey, when we're in the red zone, I'm putting together a great game plan and putting together great play calls to get us in the end zone. That's got to continue. I think we had one game where we struggled in the red zone. I forgot what game that was.
Probably week 2 against the Eagles.
Well, yeah,
we struggled against the Eagles.
And I think there was one more. It might have been the Lions game.
Yeah,
it might have been the Lions game where we struggled like crazy in the red zone. We just couldn't get it in the end zone for some reason. But that can't happen against the Bills. You got to get touchdowns, and you got to have long sustained drives against the Buffalo Bills. And that's
one thing that sticks out to me is both their star safeties being out is TJ Hawkinson, man. He should have a huge game.
Yeah.
He should have a huge game, man. And Z and Hunter, just like Jim said, man, like they should have a huge game, bro. The Bills offensive line, it's hanging on by a thread. You know what I mean? Like we should definitely look what the Jets did. I mean, the Jets were just all over Josh Allen, bro. Like, we should be able to be the same way. And then Peter talking about, are they willing to put his arm in danger when he runs with reckless abandon? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, they must be, man. They taking us lightly, man. They think that we're not going to be able to really, put any pressure on them. So we're gonna change their minds on that real quick. We need to get on that. First quarter, put him on his ass a couple times.
And to be honest with you, I think
make him hold their breath.
It's going to be more difficult for Josh Allen to throw the ball with his injury than it is to be with running the ball. So I actually expect to see a lot more design runs for Josh Allen tomorrow. And the weather's not going to be great. It's going to be rainy.
I don't know why. I feel like Case Keenum's going to start tomorrow still.
You still think he's going to start?
Yeah, I think Josh Allen's gonna be he's gonna dress out, of course, and everything like that. But I think they're gonna roll Case Keenum out, man. I don't know why.
I don't think so, man. If you dress Josh Allen, he's got to play. Yeah. There's no way you're gonna sit Josh Allen on the sideline. Because look, you're at home too. If you're on the road, it's a little different to where you don't have your home fans. To where if Case Keenum has one or two bad drives, he throws a pick six, he throws an interception. Now you have the whole stadium saying, hey, put Josh Allen in. What are we doing? Yeah, when you were trying to play it cautious and let's keep him on the sidelines just in case. If he's dressing out, he's got to start. So they didn't elevate Matt Barkley from the practice squad. There's only 2 quarterbacks on the 53-man roster, the game day roster for the Buffalo Bills. So I have to disagree with you.
It's crazy. A lot of Bills fans are kind of upset that they're gonna play him tomorrow.
Yeah, they
like
wanted
a lot of Bills. Yeah, a lot of Bills fans are like, they wanted to rest them. You know what I mean? They think that it's risky, but you know, it could just be the hype though. Obviously, the doctors told them something different though. Maybe the doctor said, "Hey, it's not as bad as you think. It's just a pain tolerance thing, man. If you can push through it, you can play." So maybe that's why, you know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. Obviously, there's something there that he heard from the doctors that gave him the green light to play. Because if it was that serious, like if it was like, hey, you know, one throw away from having to get surgery or one hit away from having to get surgery, I doubt they would have dressed him out. So
yeah, no, I think they made it clear that there's no worse damage you could do to your arm here. It's just more of a pain tolerance thing. So, hey man, it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be fun. I love these type of games, at least before the game, before the Vikings decide not to show up for these big games. It's exciting to have these big kind of meaningful games. It feels good. So
yeah, it feels good that we actually got a game that everybody's counting on. You know, I think we're a game of the week.
The whole nation's watching. The whole nation's going to be watching. So, and we're going to get to these predictions. We're going to get.
And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing that the whole nation's going to be watching, man.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The Vikings in these big spots, not just Kirk Cousins, the Minnesota Vikings in big spots like these tend to fall flat on their face the majority of the time. So again, luckily it's a morning game. It's not a late game. It's not a Monday night game. It's not a primetime game. But if there's a primetime game in the morning, this is the game. This is the game of the morning. The Buffalo Bills, the Minnesota Vikings. You can go, you can look at the TV lineup or the TV chart to see where they're showing the Buffalo Bills and Minnesota Vikings, and it's pretty much the entire country. I think outside of maybe Chicago and a couple other places, everybody's going to be watching the Bills and the Minnesota Vikings. And everybody's going to be sitting there watching to see if the Minnesota Vikings are real, because we're kind of on the inside looking out right now. We know kind of what we got. We know the talent we have. We know what KOC brings to the table. But everybody else out there in the national media or just football fans in general are still sitting there wondering, what are the 7-1 Minnesota Vikings? Yes, they're 7-1. They find a way to win these tough games, but who is the Minnesota Vikings? Who is this 7-1 team? This is going to be the game that's going to show everybody what type of team this is against a Super Bowl contender in the Buffalo Bills. So how are we going to come out? Are we going to come out with some attitude? Are we going to come out flat? How are we going to look? Are we going to go through the little lull that we tend to go through every other game? We score on our first drive and then don't get in the red zone until the end of the third quarter, fourth quarter. That can't happen this game. So
yeah, for sure.
Everybody, not just half of the fan base of the Minnesota Vikings, but the entire NFL fan base is looking at the Minnesota Vikings saying, what are they? Who is the 7-1 team? This is the game.
That's a fact. We're about to wake them up tomorrow. We're going to wake them up. Whoever sleep, they're going to wake up tomorrow, man. I got confidence, man.
This is your opportunity. This is your opportunity. So
I think we up for the test, man. I think Kevin O'Connell really gets these guys fired up and gets these guys ready for big games. Like I said, week 2 has an asterisk by it. I mean, we definitely had opportunities to make that game a lot closer than it was. We didn't capitalize, but, you know, it happened early in the season, which is a good sign because that just shows, okay, let's see if we got to play these guys again. Let's see if Kevin O'Connell made adjustments and learned from his mistakes, and also the players being grown men. Let's see if they actually, you know, take that shit personal, man. And when they have to play the Eagles again, like, take that loss personal. And tomorrow, I think they're going to take this game personal because they hear all the hype, too, about the Vikings aren't serious and all this. So they're feeling the same way we feeling about this game. They want to go out there and dominate the Bills, man. And that would be the perfect thing to happen, is for us to just straight dominate this game, like where it's not even a close. Because we still need that blowout win, man. They still, you know, we still need that, man. That 2-touchdown win at least.
I mean, just like you said, all this team has been hearing, the players, the coaches, the fan base, all we have been hearing is that we saw what the Minnesota Vikings were. We saw them in week 2 against the Eagles on Monday night. We know what they are. We know what they are. The 7-1 doesn't matter. So the players have been hearing this week after week after week after grinding out these victories against teams. They continue to hear that week 2 performance, that week 2 performance, that week 2 performance. Now you have an opportunity to change that narrative. If you go out there and you beat Buffalo, no one's talking about that week 2 game. No one's talking about that week 2 game until you face the Eagles in the playoffs. Plain and simple. Because now they're going to be talking about, hey, you better watch those Minnesota Vikings.
Better watch the Vikings.
They took care of these Bills in Buffalo. And then you, on top of that, you have another opportunity against a team that most media pundits think very highly of in the Dallas Cowboys. If you're able to string together 2 victories against 2 quality teams, 2 playoff teams, then you completely switch the narrative and you put the entire league on notice. The entire league. So but let's get to these over-unders. We can get to our predictions. But before we get to that, man, I got to give a shout-out to our sponsors. If you're looking for some food tomorrow or even tonight, man, it might be a little late. I don't know if they're closed. But if they are, give them a call tomorrow or just swing by if you're in the Woodbury, Minnesota area. They're located at 1560 Wood Lane Drive. That is Rinaldi's Pizza and Pasta. Go ahead and step in or give them a call. Mention the purple code or TPC, and they'll give you that family discount. But if you're looking for something a little more healthier, you don't want all the cheese, you don't want all the grease, go ahead and stop by Nautical Bowls, also in Woodbury, Minnesota. Mention the purple code or TPC, and they'll also get you that special TPC discount. And those are our sponsors, bringing us predictions for this week. Man, I'm going to ask you, I think everybody knows we're both siding on the side of the Vikings coming away with the victory today. And we may be drinking the purple Kool-Aid like we always talk about. But how does it happen? How do we get the win?
I think we apply pressure, man. We apply pressure on Josh Allen. That's the first thing, or Case Keenum, whatever. Because we're gonna see, man. We'll see, man. They want to play games, man, until right before kickoff. So we'll see. But we definitely need to apply pressure. And then, like you stated earlier, man, I think we do need to control the ground. I mean, this team's run defense is horrible. We should be playing. Dalvin Cook should have a 100-yard game tomorrow, and I think TJ Hawkinson's going to play a big part in the middle of the field with their safeties being out. It should be a good game for those players, man. You know, Dalvin Cook, TJ Hawkinson, and then just Z Smith and Danielle Hunter, man. That group of guys right there should definitely stand out on the stat sheet.
So what's your bold prediction? Who's got the big stat line? Who's got the 2-3 touchdown performance? Who you got as your bold prediction tomorrow, right?
I got I'm gonna say as a matter of fact, I'm gonna say Danielle Hunter, man. He's gonna get 3 sacks tomorrow, man. That's my bold prediction. Three sacks, man. With Z getting 1.5. So, you know, it'll be a good little sack game, and maybe a couple other guys get up in there, man. So maybe like 5 total team sacks tomorrow, man. Let's make it happen, man. Let's just dominate.
Okay, so what's your score prediction?
I got 24-21 Vikings, man. So we win by a field goal.
Last second field goal.
I think it's still gonna be a close game, man. Like, unfortunately, just because they are a good team, and the Bills getting blown out is like nobody really blows the Bills out. Like, if you beat them, it's because you just played a better game 60 minutes. You know what I mean? But man, I got us 24-21, man. I don't think it'll be a last second field goal, but maybe Greg the Leg get us another game winner, man. We hoist them up on the shoulders, man.
G Money, what did PA call him? G Money.
G Money, let's go.
Peter Hoffer has it 27-21 Vikes.
27-21, let's go.
Bandito, Suavecito, another close win. Allen comes
pick 6.
With a pick 6. Dylan, I don't know if it's Mitchell or Michael. He's said this comment like 4 times. 27-20. with 17 winning touchdowns. So I guess you're saying KJ Osborne gets a game-winning touchdown?
No, he's saying, or I think he's saying Josh Allen gets the game-winning touchdown.
I don't know.
I think so. Maybe KJ. Okay, KJ getting the game-winning touchdown. Okay, KJ.
He said,
okay.
Yeah. He said, yeah. So I think he's saying KJ gets the game winner.
Okay. Let's go.
Gaming with A1 2K, man. I'm scared in a way because if he injured that elbow again, I'm laughing at them for being dumb and stupid. They should sit him.
Me too.
And I think that's half of the Bills fan base too. They're sitting there thinking like, no, like chill, bro. But look, it's different because they're coming off a loss. If they're coming off a win against the New York Jets, I think this was an easy decision for Buffalo to say, you know what, Josh, sit this one out. We'll have you ready for next week. It's a non-conference game. You're facing an NFC team. It doesn't necessarily mess with any tiebreakers in the AFC conference, but they're coming off a loss. They're 6-2 now. So the last thing they want to do is they're looking at 6-3, and now the Jets have the tiebreaker over them. And the Jets, I think the Jets are sitting at 5-3 right now, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. Yeah.
So if they come away with victory and the Bills lose tomorrow, the Jets are sitting at first place in the AFC East. So they're looking at their own division. They're looking at that loss last week, saying, we're gonna need Josh out there. So I think I think that's the reason why he's playing. Our guy
17 purple win.
Make sure you guys go subscribe to our guy Justin Day's Purple and Gold Days podcast here on YouTube. Has some really good content. He says 27-17 purple win. Okay, Justin. Okay, he's with the double-digit win. That's what I like to see. To see. Alicia has the Vikings winning 31-28.
That sounds good. Another defensive battle, 13-10.
13-10. I could see that with the rain and everything.
There you go, Jim. Cody
says 28-21. Vikings win. Josh gets hit by Hunter or Zadarius. He won't want to get up. So you're saying we're getting after it, huh, Cody?
Let's go.
We getting after it, Cody?
Let's go.
All right, so let me get to my prediction, man. Let me get to my prediction. And
what you got for us, man?
I've been kind of preaching this over the week. Yeah. And I usually get different predictions throughout the week because the closer you get to the game, you start feeling a little different. Mm-hmm. So since Wednesday, I told myself, if Case Keenum plays, we'll win the game. And we'll win the game 27-22. It'll be a close game. Case Keenum won't really put up too many opportunities for the defense to get turnovers, and we'll come away with another close victory.
Yeah.
But I did say if Josh Allen plays, we will win this game by a wider margin than we would if we're playing Case Keenum. Mm-hmm. Here's why. Like I stated earlier, this Vikings team for the past 6-7 weeks, we have heard nothing but how we looked against the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football, how terrible Kirk Cousins looked, how bad that defense looked against Jalen Hurts, how we're not a contender, how we continue to play these teams with backup quarterbacks, continue to get breaks, and just find a way to get to the 7-1 a record, continue to be disrespected, whether that be in the power rankings, whether that be in the quarterback rankings, whatever it may be. This team continues to get disrespected week in and week out, regardless of the end of how each game finishes. We come away with the win each and every week, and we continue to get disrespected.
Yeah.
These players are going into this game, and they hear everything that the fan base hears. All the BS that we hear on national media, all the BS that we hear on Twitter, on ESPN, on Stephen A. with First Take, and whatever it may be, we continue to hear the disrespect. This team is going to come out tomorrow with a chip on their shoulder, and they're going to be looking to punch somebody in the mouth. And if I'm being completely honest, I would be surprised. I would be greatly surprised if we went in tomorrow and we came out flat. I would be surprised. I do not expect us to come out tomorrow and come out flat, not be ready, not come out with some attitude. And there's been 2 games this year where the word of the day or the word of the week was attitude. And each of those 2 weeks, we came out with an attitude and we came out with a win. This has got to be that 3rd game. This got to be game 3 where the word of the week is attitude. You got to come out with an attitude. You got to get after it. You got to be like a shark smelling blood in the water. Josh Allen ain't 100%. These Buffalo Bills aren't as good as what people are claiming them to be.
Right.
So you go out there, you punch them in the mouth early, you put points on the board, you don't settle for field goals. If it's a 4th and short in their territory, you go for it. You don't take anything for granted. You go for the jugular. And that's exactly why the Minnesota Vikings are going to win this game, and they're going to win it 32-20 in Buffalo. And my bold prediction is that the Buffalo Bills will turn the ball over 4 times. I'm not going to say a certain amount of interceptions. I'm not going to say a certain amount of fumbles. But this Minnesota Vikings defense will turn the Buffalo Bills offense over 4 times, leading them to victory, leading them to a 12-point victory, 32-20. And that's due to the disrespect that they've been hearing. And that's due to them coming in to prove a point and to show them. And this is Dalvin Cook. We saw a lot out of Dalvin Cook, maybe not stat-wise against the Commanders, but attitude-wise. You saw it at the end of that game. You saw a will. You saw a drive out of Dalvin Cook saying, I got to get this shit done.
Yeah.
Facts, the entire team has that mentality going into Buffalo tomorrow. And we come away with the win, and we put the entire league on notice. The Minnesota Vikings win 32-20. Dalvin Cook rushes for over 100 yards, and the Minnesota defense forces 4 turnovers.
Let's go.
That's my prediction.
Tanya got us winning 27-17. That's a popular score at 27-17. So a lot of people got us winning by 10. Let's go.
Gaming with Al 2. I think it's Al or AI 2K.
Yeah, it's Al.
It's Al 2K. 38-35 Vikings. What did Justin say? Justin said, I said on my last video, Kirk, show out either way, beat the guy you replaced or a top 2 guy and move this team into an upper echelon of NFL. That's exactly what this game is. You come away with the victory like we said we could, or if it comes away with the victory, it's like how we think it is, then you're putting the entire league on notice. And you're moving to that upper echelon in the NFL, and you're making yourself a Super Bowl contender.
Yep.
No questions asked.
Come Monday, man, they'll be having the talks. The Vikings are the real deal. So it's right in front of them. You know what I mean? They just got to go out there and handle business, and they know that. The team knows that. So
I think 38-35 Vikings with JJ 110 in the touchdown, TJ for 80 yards in the touchdown. Dalvin Cook 100 yards and a rushing touchdown.
The real thing is if we win this game, man, like the record, what's the record going to be, bro? Like we might fuck around and be like 14 and I don't know, man. We might be 15-2 for real.
The real question, it's not about the record. The real question is how does Kirk Cousins top his last post-game airplane ride with the shirt off and the chain? How do you top that? How do you top that?
And you know what's crazy is as funny as that is, and some people look at it as joking and stuff, bro. Like that also gives the team encouragement to play hard and want to win away games because they want that, bro. They want to get on that plane and fucking do that so bad. So it makes them play even harder on the road, bro, because they ready to get on that plane and do that. So
here's
we'll see it tomorrow.
When we come away with the win tomorrow, Kirk Cousins is going to rock some of them chains in the press conference. It's not going to be in the airplane. You're going to go to the press conference with some of them chains. He might have some sunglasses on. He's going to be dripped out. Let's
get it. Let's get it, Kirko.
We kind of touched on this earlier, but we'll answer it again. So that kid said, do you think the Bills would start Keenum last minute on game day and use Allen as a backup? That's kind of what Rap was talking about earlier. He still feels that Case Keenum might get the start. But you got to look at what the Bills did roster moves wise. They didn't elevate another quarterback from the practice squad. They kept Matt Barkley on the practice squad. So they're going into this game with 2 quarterbacks, Case Keenum and Josh Allen. And if you're dressing Josh Allen, you're playing Josh Allen. Because like we kind of stated earlier, if Case Keenum throws a pick six in one of his first 2 drives and just doesn't look good, then you have that entire stadium, that entire home crowd chanting for Josh Allen to get in. And if there's something really wrong with Josh Allen to where you don't want him to get injured any seriously than what he is, then you can't put him in that game. So I'm sold. Josh Allen starting this game. He may not be 100%, but he's starting this game. I don't think there's any scenario where Keenum starts last minute unless there's some huge setback for Josh Allen when he wakes up tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I am with you, bro. It's going to be, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't really care at this point who we playing, though, honestly. I really don't. You know what I mean? Because Josh Allen ain't 100% neither. So it's almost just like, I mean, you know, what it is what it is. If Josh Allen plays, I hope, I mean, I don't wish injury on nobody, but I hope we make him pay. I hope we make them pay for taking the chance, bro.
Here's the thing. A lot of people get this mistaken. We got to go out there and we got to hurt some people.
Yeah.
We don't want to injure other players. I'm not here for injuring other players, but they're going to feel us. Yeah. You go out there and you play the game to hurt them. You play the game to hurt your opponent, not to injure them. You go out there to hurt them. Punch them in the mouth. Make them feel you. And that's what the Vikings got to come out and do tomorrow. You got to come out and make sure the Buffalo Bills feel you.
Right.
I haven't seen that game yet to where a team has, okay, we felt the Minnesota Vikings. Like, they came and they brought it. Like, this is that game to do so. Go out and make sure they feel you. Make sure they feel who the Minnesota Vikings are.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. But yeah, man. True. Hey, I'm ready for the game, man. I hope everybody ready for the game. Hey, tomorrow, man, we're gonna get up. We're gonna start watching these fights now for the fight fans. You know,
bro. Give us a fight prediction, man. Who you got in the top 3 fights? Adesanya and Pereira. Then it's Chandler, Poirier, and then we got the female fight, Zhang and Esperanza. Who's your predictions, real quick? I know we're the Vikings podcast.
Yeah.
With the fights too.
I got Zhang. Her name's Zhang, right? That's like the Asian. Yeah, I think she's gonna win that fight. You feel me? What's the
Chandler Poirier.
Chandler, yeah, that's the little short guy that got that. That's a little short guy. I kind of like him. Poirier kind of fire too, though, man. Damn, that's gonna be a good ass fight, boy. That's some good ass fight. I'm gonna say Chandler gonna win that though, man. Dog be pounding shit out. I got him. And then, man, I think Iggy's gonna win the main event, but I think it's just gonna be one of those, because I think he's smart enough to know that. I think he's smart enough to know that he don't want to get hit by one of them hooks, and he's really good at playing defense when it comes to this. So I think it's going to be one of those, it's going to be one of those slow fights where he just keeps stepping back, throwing a kick, maybe throwing a couple little things, flurries here and there.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those
slow-ass fights. Yeah. You know, it's not going to be no brawl where they're going to be in there beating each other's ass. So, but I think he'll come out with the win just by points. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with the first two with you. I got Zhang winning, and then I got Chandler winning. I got Chandler beating Poirier, but I got Pereira. I got Pereira against Adesanya. I feel like he's already in his head. Adesanya can act all he wants.
Yeah,
he's already in his head, and Adesanya.
That'd be crazy if he wins, bro.
Adesanya is gonna run, bro. I guarantee.
Yeah, he is gonna run. Yeah, I said that up backstage. I was like, man, he's gonna run, man. Yeah, that's the only bad part.
The thing is that we're not gonna spend too much time on this, but Adesanya, he's striker. He doesn't want to wrestle with you. He doesn't want to grapple with you, and he hasn't fought a dude that has the same striking capability or same striking power.
Yeah.
That he has. Pereira does. All the other guys he's fought have been kind of more brawlers that like to wrestle. This is a guy that's going to stand up and throw with you.
This the guy, boy. It only take one of them little flying knees or one of them little freaking hooks he be throwing, and he out of there, boy. Night. It's night time. Bro.
So it should be fun.
I think Iggy know that, but it'll be a good fight. Yeah, it'll be good, man. I'm gonna start tuning into these things, man, and start watching them, man. I always love Saturdays where we got good fights on. We got the Vikings playing tomorrow. And then on top of that, for just straight football fans, I mean, there's a game that starts early in the morning, so you can kind of watch that game to lead you up to the Vikings playing. So it's going to be a good Saturday night, man, good Sunday, man, you know, and hopefully the Purple gets the win. And tomorrow in post-game shows, everybody's in good spirits. We have us a nice little party, and then Monday, it's time for people to start talking about us and taking us serious. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to happen. So let's get it, man. 24-21 Vikes.
Hey, yes, sir. And just a quick little, I'm going to give you guys a little, not sneak peek, but I'm going to give you a little hint. In a couple months after the season's over, man, me and Rap going to hit this NFL podcast shit.
That's a fact.
We're still going to be on our Viking shit per usual. Right. But we're also adding NFL podcast. We're going to go over the entire NFL. We're going to broaden our horizons, and we're going to chop it up with some football talk, man.
Yeah, man, we're going to have a lot of guests, man. That's going to open the doors for us to have just a lot of people on. So be on the lookout, man. It's going to get lit. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely going to be lit. So that's in the works. Yeah, we making that happen. We making that happen for sure. We just didn't want to start it in the middle of the season. So we'll wait until after the Super Bowl, probably about like a week after the Super Bowl. We'll start getting to the business.
Shit, we might kick it off with a Super Bowl reaction show. And hopefully we're reacting to a Vikings Super Bowl win.
Let's get it.
You feel me? But we're not going to get ahead of ourselves. We're not going to get ahead of ourselves. But everybody that tapped in with us tonight, we appreciate y'all. Everybody commenting and interacting. We greatly appreciate y'all.
And Peter, real quick, Peter, Adesanya has fought this guy. This guy actually has knocked him out one time cold when they were in kickboxing. And then he also beat him. He also beat him by decision again in kickboxing. So he's actually beat Adesanya twice. So yeah, he's. I mean, it hasn't been MMA, but still, though, he's knocked him out, though. That's the same difference. It don't matter if you MMA or kickball. When you get knocked out like that, he put him night-night. Go watch the video.
Yeah, he did. Hey, man, shit, the way we talking, we might even mix in a little MMA on the new
We might. I don't mind doing that.
We might just do all sports. Who knows? Let's see how
my sports podcast. Hey, that might be even better, honestly.
Yeah, but again, thank you guys for tapping in. If you don't already, go ahead and subscribe to the Purple Code on YouTube. Slap that subscribe button. And everybody on Facebook, man, go and support us on Facebook. Again, we lost our main page. We had over 20,000 subscribers and followers, and we got hacked. So that page looks like it's gone forever. So we had to make a new page, and we're growing from the bottom up again. So make sure you go and follow the Purple Code.
But the numbers look good though, man. They look good on two, man. They're because it's actually organic. You know, it's organic, man. The followers we do have, y'all are actually tapping in. Y'all are actually commenting, man. We appreciate it. Just keep it up. Spread the word. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to start from ground zero. But it's looking good though, man. The numbers are looking good. We appreciate y'all. That's what it's all about.
So make sure you go and follow the Facebook page as well. We tend to, we're posting everything every single day. Outside of our podcast, we also got, our highlights and our other posts and stuff. So make sure you go and follow the Facebook page. And go and follow our Twitter as well, at the Purple Code 1. And we're also on Instagram and TikTok at the Purple Code. You should be able to find us, first one to come up. So again, thank you guys for tapping in. It is your boy SK. I'm here with Rap. This is Skull Report exclusively on the Purple Code. Enjoy the fights tonight. Let's get this dub tomorrow. 32-20, 4 turnovers.
Let's go.
Come away with the dub. Let's get it.
Skol, baby.
Bing bong.